Growing up, I was a huge fan of Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs franchise. For those who don't know, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs was a 2009 animated movie by Sony Pictures Animation. The plot involves a genius named Flint Lockwood, who lives in a small island located under the A of the Atlantic Ocean, Swallow Falls, who tried to make a machine which turns the water into food. His invention flies off into the sky and then starts raining food. Soon the town loves it, but the mayor of the town tries to take advantage of this by ordering more food, causing the machine to go berserk. So now it's up to Flint, Sam Sparks, a weather girl who is just staying reporting Steve, Flint's pet monkey with a collar on its neck that translates to whatever he thinks he's a lot of other characters to stop the invasion. What a lot of people don't know is that there was a sequel and a 2017 series, and this incident made me stop watching the franchise for the entire life of existence. The date was 23rd of May 2018. I was at the DVD shop that sold DVD movies and TV shows in the DVD form. I went up there and I saw a huge box saying Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs Complete Collection. I grabbed the box and went to the cash register, and I was about to grab my wallet and the price came up to $0. The cashier had a frightened face when I purchased it, and he said, "Please take it, it's all yours, watch if you dare." I was weirded out by this, but I was happily skipped to my car, thinking of all the episodes I could watch. The contents of the box that contained 2 seasons of the Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs series, a plush of Sam, Flint, and Steve, a box of food bars that were from the second movie, and a DVD of the first movie. I watched the first movie and most of the seasons 1 to 2, with Cloudy Chance of Meatballs 2 discs was strange though. The cover had Flint running away from the taco and a crocodile hybrid with Barry in his hands. On top of this, don't watch the written blood letter marker. I took it out and saw it was a VHS tape, and this was strange because VHS tapes were discontinued during the 21st century. The tape said Cloudy with the Chance of Meatballs 2, alternate ending. On the back it said don't watch it, and I knew I had a VHS player in the basement, so I had found one. I found a TV which I had a VHS player, and I propped it in the thing even though it didn't have the remote. The menu was just a black screen with a word that said Cloudy 2. And there was options. Play, scene selection. Why? I had to press play, and to this day, I kind of regret doing it. The movie began as usual with young Flint's watching over Chester's TV show on TV while eating one of Chester's food bars. And with the usual recap of the first movie, the movie was pretty good during the showing of the TV. Once in a while, it would glitch to a scene and then it stops and then resumes again. The ending, though, was pretty messed up in my mind. The ending was where Flint and Barry go to Chester's lair and did when Chester pulled the BS USB drive into the folder. There's some Flint Lockwood's Dionic super mutating dynamic food replicator, and then it started killing all the plants that produced the food and animal hybrids. When Barry got into one of the suits where the corp employees, he activated as his once a kill mode. I noticed that the movie was twice as much violent as the original. For example, there's a scene where the cheeseburger spider hybrid got one of its employees with its webs, instead of the employee getting off the suit. The monster ate the suit with the employee inside. Blood and broken glass started filling inside the monster's mouth. Events like this was going on with Barry freezing and then crushing by an employee who was out of the suit. And one of Flint's inventions was gouging one of Chester's hologram's eyes out. The truly messed up in my entire life was Chester's death in this one. If you haven't watched the second movie, you may probably not know that Chester was violently eaten by the cheeseburger spider hybrid. No bones or blood, no blood, right? Well, in this one, the death was pretty gruesome. When Chester was flying saying, "I saved myself," one of the cheeseburger spiderwebs caught him by the leg and started to slowly dragging him down. Flint appeared on the platform as Chester was hanging on. "Flint, help me," Chester screamed. "Why would I help you? You almost killed my friends. I'm not your biggest fan anymore. Goodbye." Flint then grabbed the 2 of the kitchen knives from his pocket and then stabbed Chester's hands, and Chester let out a gut-twisting scream. The scream was so loud that I had to cover my ears. I hugged out my plushes of Flint and Sam and Steve. I saw what happens next. Flint got closer and says, "Long live the king." I was shocked to say that Flint saying that line from The Lion King. Flint lets go of Chester's hands with the knives, and then he kicks Chester in the face, causing him to lose his grip. The video went into slow motion as I saw Chester scream as he was falling. The weirdest part is that it was Mufasa's scream from The Lion King 2019 reboot of the movie. The cheese spider then grabs Chester's legs and shook it violently like a dog chewing a toy. Chester then fell to the floor. Flint then whistled, catching the attention of all the food animals, and all the food animals took on top of the platform. Flint then whispery said in a demonic voice, "Eat him!" The other moles looked down at Chester, who is now cowering in fear. I'm sorry," Chester said, but the taco crocodile hybrid roared loudly, along with the other animals starting to maul Chester. I could hear as blood-filled screams were cries for help. The screams sent chills down my spine. Flint's friends were looking down, seeing the massacre that was happening below. The scariest part was that Flint was actually seeing Chester suffer. As he smiled with two red eyes, the screen faded to black as Chester screams, a blood-curdling scream that popped out on the screen that made me want to vomit to the bathroom. It was Chester being mauled and eaten. His head had a few holes, and even one of his eyes were missing. His glasses were shattered, and his vest were rips and tears. His bottom jaw was hanging loose, probably was about to fall off. He was all mutilated, and of course, I couldn't watch it. The music from Silent Hill came on, and it was from Sonic Daddy XC. And I missed a few places of the toilet as I was vomiting, but the image was still on screen for 10 minutes. Then the movie cuts to black, and then there were no credits. After that horrific experience, I shelved all my Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs merchandise and possibly gave it away to some Goodwills. I destroyed the tape, snapping it in half, so everyone will not have to find this demented movie ever again. I had nightmares about the tape snapping in half, but I had nightmares about this until I couldn't sleep till 4 a.m. I kept the tapes covered in my basement to remind me of what experience was real. I guess I should regret buying that box, and trust me, if you find the box, do not watch the movie inside the box. I still don't know why that was on the menu. My last option was why, but that was just for another day. Update date on August 4th, 2018. My friend came over to my house that afternoon, and I told him everything, and he sketched me the drawing of the image. Also, I have saved the image on phone to have him proof. However, I wasn't able to get the footage since my phone's batteries have depleted. And that, my little pretties, was Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2 alternate ending. A Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2 Lost Movie creepypasta written by Affan Jamsari. Affan Jamsari, I want to thank you so much for the story. Now, my final thoughts on this story. I'm going to be completely honest when I say this, and this person wants me to be honest with this, so I'm going to be doing such. Now, I did not like this story. And as far as I know, I'm going to be honest that I couldn't say some things because they were too inappropriate to mention, or they were just completely unnecessary in my opinion. Now, first thing I could definitely say was that the grammar, it's close to non-existent. I'm being completely honest. Like, the grammar itself was really difficult to read. And as you could see right here, there were parts of the story that was really difficult for me to sit there and read. Mainly because there were parts of the story that I believe there were, like, at least few run-on sentences. And I did spot a lowercase i's. I'm sorry, I'm trying not to fume about that. But you all know how me and Shadow Reader feel about lowercase i's. Now, I don't like lowercase i's. They're lazy, in my opinion. I'm not trying to sit there and say that the person was lazy on this. But what they could have suggested is, maybe have something else instead. Because, in this case, I understand it's a creepypasta and it's not supposed to make, in a lost episodes, not to make entirely a whole lot of sense. That I can understand. But in my opinion, this story was just, my goodness, are you serious right now? That's basically what I was like. Because throughout reading the story, I have no idea why this story was there to even begin with. It could have been like something decent. I could have, maybe let it slide if this is the person's first story. But there needs to be a few things. And I do need to explain, why I don't like it. Because it is necessary. Now, one thing is for sure that I'm going to be honest right now is that the grammar was not really that good. It was close to non-existent, and that's the very disappointing thing. Because, the paragraph structure, and there are parts of the paragraphs, most of them are pretty too big. And, the thing about it is that it was very confusing to read. When it comes to this, I'm looking at it, and then when I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh my goodness, I can't even read it. Because it just looks really weird. And, when I try to, look at it, it's just really, really weird. Now, I could definitely say, this story could have been, good. Which I definitely say this story could have had a potential. But it's not. Because, obviously, with its own self, was just flat out, why do I have a feeling that this story was bad? And, there's like at least a comment on the, there's a few comments. There's like one about, Madagascar garbage, Madagascar unnecessary stuff. Fake. Of course it's fake. You stop spamming that word. Here's the thing. I'm getting sick and tired of people, saying, this creepypasta is fake. Because it's obvious that it is fake. It's obvious. You people should already know that these pastas are fake. Well, there are some real ones, or presumably there are real. But I'm going to definitely say that this pasta, now, I could have, the story had potential on being a little different. But it's cliche, and that's the very disappointing thing about this, is we have VHS tapes cliche, DVD cliche. We have, someone buying the whole collection of Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, and it's for $0, and then the cashier's like, just take it and run, or something like that. Oh my goodness, people. Why is it that nobody comes up with anything new now these days? This is really, actually something that I could definitely say is, why do people sit there and, don't care, or at least just sat there and, putting up a bunch of, garbage? I don't understand. Why is it that no pastas, have any time and effort into it? And, that's the thing I could definitely say, is like, why don't they not have any time and effort in the story anymore? I'm gonna be completely honest, but, I understand the author was trying to come up with something new, but it's just a cliche mess. Like, there's so much cliches in the story. Like, and then there's, like, the blood and the gore cliche. Oh, my goodness, people. Oh, my goodness, people. I really hate it when it comes to that. Like, okay. I'm trying to remain calm for this, but, it's kind of hard for me to sit there and, do that. And, I'm going to be honest that this story actually, it could have been good. That's what the story could have been, is that it could have been good. But unfortunately, that's not the case. Because, what I'm looking at and seeing is that there's a bunch of cliches that are not, shouldn't be there. Otherwise, if there was a reason why the cliche should have been there, maybe there could have been, a little more explanation, so to speak. But why is it, why is it that nobody's putting time or effort into the story? I'm gonna be, complete honest. Because, I'm gonna try to be honest, this game could have been somewhat, original. But, the story itself was just... Okay, I'm trying to remain calm here. But what I can't stand is that, why is it that nobody puts any time or any effort into the story anymore? But of course, it's just not the case. Why is it that nobody is sitting there and putting any more time or any effort into the story? I'm being honest. I'm starting to get a little angry right now, but I'm trying to remain calm. Why? Okay. I could definitely understand the author did try to come up with something new, and I'm not going to deny that. But this story, it's just a matter of cliche madness. That's all the story is. It's cliche madness, okay, people? Okay. I'm trying to remain calm here, but this story, why? Why? Just why? I don't understand why this is the case. There's too many, there's blood, there's gore, and there's the ending of it, with Flynn getting the knives and, putting them into Chester and saying, "Long live the king" from the Lion King remake. Oh, why would you even add that to even begin with? That is just cheap. I'm going to be honest. If there's a reason why this person's saying that, but why would the protagonist say that, the Lion King remake did not exist until the 2019? Cloudy with Chance of Meatballs 2, I think it came out in 2013 or 14. I don't even remember when it actually came out. But why would you even add that to even begin with? Like, seriously. Unless if this was a messed up bootleg or something, then maybe I would excuse it. But no. Everything about this story, I have to say right now, is not good. I'm just trying to be honest here. I'm trying to, calm down. But for some reason, I'm looking at it, and this pasta is not even good to even begin with. I don't even know why this story is even on the internet still. This is on Goshia Wiki, if any of you guys are wondering. So, of course, I did expect this from Goshia Wiki. Now, I'm not trying to offend the author or anything like that, but I'm sorry, but this story wasn't good. And it was disappointing, in my opinion. It was very, very disappointing. At least to me, that is. It was very disappointing. I don't even know why this one is still on the internet today. But, And then Chester, ends up getting killed by the food. Oh my goodness. Why would you even add blood or gore? Like, if you're going to add blood and gore, you need to make sure it works with the story. Because if you're not sitting there and you're not making the story good, why the hell is it even there to begin with? I think it's just there for the sake of throwing it in there. Okay. I think I'm kind of like trying to wrap up this review. I think it might be more like a rant. But you guys can let me know what your thoughts on. Okay. Affan Jamsari. I'm not angry, but I'm not mad with you. But what I want you to do is try to do a little better with the story. Please try to revise the story. Make it a little better, perhaps. Take away the cliches. Don't use any cliches. But if you're going to use a cliche and it's unavoidable, make it to something that will be completely original. Although it will still consider it to be the cliche, but at least it'll be original with the story. And the grammar needs to be fixed up. Same with the sentence structuring and the paragraph structuring. What I could suggest to do is maybe take it for, put it on Google Docs or something like that. Like, if you put it on Google Docs, they can fix the grammar and stuff. That way, the story would be, a lot better to read, but it would be a lot easier than just to sit there and, having me to have a splitting headache while reading it. I'm sorry if it was a rant, but please forgive me, people. Please forgive me. I can't, stand when I see these garbage stories on Goshia. I'm being honest. I don't even know why I still go on there. I will only go on there if a fan had wrote me a story for them. And then I did get permission from them to read it. But, this story is just a cliche mess. What I could suggest the author to do is, fix the grammar and the sentence structure and all that. And even come up with something a little original with the story. Instead of sitting there, having, weird stuff going on. That way it'd be a lot more a lot more easier. But it'll be better than sitting there and, having a headache over that. Okay. To the author, please try to fix up, your story and try to do better when you're going to make more stories. If you're going to make a new story, please try to use Google Docs, ask help if you need it, and try to come up with something a little different with the story, okay? Okay. I'm sorry if it was turned out to be a rant offer. I do apologize. But if this is your first story, I'm going to let it slide saying you did try. And that is going to be something I'm going to be honest. Okay. Like I'm going to say, this is simply my own personal opinion. And if you disagree with me, that's fine too. We're all entitled to our own opinions regards to these creepypastas. And this is simply my own personal thoughts. My final rating of the story would have to be... I'm going to give this one a 0.5 out of 10. I was going to give it a 0 out of 10, but I'm going to give this one a 0.5 out of 10. If this was the author's first story, I'm willing to let this slide, but he needs to try to make stories a lot better and try to revise this story. I'm only being nice and giving him at least 0.5 out of 10. The author, I hope you do better with your stories and stuff. The story needs to be improved. The grammar needs to be fixed up. Same with the sentence structuring and paragraph structuring. I know you can do that. Take a look at one of Matthew Bumford's stories, for example, just to kind of help you. Take a look at Street Fighter's stories. Take a look at Schizma's stories. Try to, get inspiration of the grammar. Look at the grammar of their stories and sentence structuring and paragraph structuring. Compare them to yours. Fix the lowercase i's as well. Because I had to keep myself from fuming. I almost fumed over it, but yeah. Okay. I think I explained much, and I'm sorry if this turns out to be a rant for you guys. I was trying to do a review, but if it's a rant, I do apologize. But yeah. Anyways, what did you all think about this creepypasta? Did you all enjoy it? Did you not? Also, what we have done to make this story a lot better? Leave me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section down below. I'm the Queen of Lions. Thank you so much for watching today's episode. And if you're brand new here to this channel, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe because I make brand new videos every single day. Don't forget to ring the notification bell to when I upload so you guys will not miss an upload. And like always, please roll the outro because I'm out of here. And I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Peace out. And I have to go and get my brain fixed.